OOP is a programming paradigm that focuses on organizing code around objects instead of actions or logic. These objects are instances of classes, which we will talk more about in a second. The core idea is that objects can contain both data and functions that manipulate that data, making your code more structured and easier to manage. A class is essentially a blueprint for creating objects. It defines what attributes and methods an object will have. When we create an instance of that class, we get an object. For example, let's say we are building a program that models the student. Here is how we would define a student class and then create an object from it. Here, we have a student class with a constructor _init_underscore that initializes name and age for each student. We also have a method introduced to print a greeting. Now, we've created two objects, student1 and student2. Each one has its own name and age, but they share a class attribute student_count, which keeps track of how many students have been created. Next, let's talk about encapsulation. This principle bundles data and methods into a single unit, or object, and restricts access to some of the object's attributes. In Python, we can control access to these attributes using public, protected, and private access modifiers. Here, the bank account class has a private balance attribute, meaning it can't be accessed directly outside the class. We use getter and setter methods to allow controlled access to the balance. This is the essence of encapsulation, protecting an object state from unwanted changes. Moving on to abstraction, which simplifies complex systems by hiding unnecessary details. With abstraction, we expose only the essential features of an object. In this example, shape is an abstract class with an abstract method area. Both circle and rectangle inherit from shape and implement the area method. Through abstraction, we focus only on the concept of area, not on the details of how each shape calculates it. Now let's talk about inheritance, one of the most powerful features of OOP. Inheritance allows us to create new classes based on existing ones, promoting code reuse and simplifying our code. Here, both dog and cat classes inherit from the animal class. They both have a speak method, but each class implements its own version. This is method overriding, the ability to change the behavior of a method in a subclass. Next up is polymorphism, which allows us to treat objects of different classes as instances of a common superclass. This helps make our code more flexible and allows us to write more general code. Here, both circle and rectangle objects are treated as shape objects, but they each execute their own version of the area method. This is polymorphism in action. Finally, let's briefly touch on class methods and static methods. A class method operates on the class itself, while a static method doesn't have access to the class or instance. Here is a quick example. The multiply method is a class method that operates on the class, while square is a static method that performs a task without needing to access any class-specific data. Practice exercise. What is the main goal of object-oriented programming, OOP? Encapsulation is the practice of hiding implementation details and exposing only necessary functionalities. Classes define the blueprint for objects, while objects are instances of classes representing real-world entities. Encapsulation hides an object's internal details and controls access through access specifiers, public, protected, private. Inheritance allows a subclass to inherit attributes and behaviors from a superclass, promoting code reuse. Polymorphism enables objects of different classes to be treated as instances of a common superclass, allowing methods to behave differently based on the object type. Abstraction simplifies complex systems by exposing only essential features and hiding unnecessary details.